Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Ngari and this is another episode of self-discovery and unlocking the mysteries of your mind and your soul. Karibuni sana to yet another episode. Today I am doing a very short video. I'm talking about journaling, and this is because journaling is one of my most favorite things to do. So yeah, I said why not. So journaling ideally is just the art of documenting your thoughts and your feelings, and you can journal in many ways. You can journal by writing, maybe in your diary, and you can also journal digitally by writing on maybe your notepad on your phone, or just like a whole document, or on your laptop. So it's very flexible. You can do it however way you want it. But the idea is that whatever it is you're feeling and you're thinking, you are able to put it down somewhere. You're able to use journaling as like an outlet, of your feelings and your emotions. So for me, I started journaling when I was in high school. That was in Form 2, and the reason that I started journaling is a very personal and private matter that I am not able to share, but there was something that was really bugging me, and I really wanted God to just answer that prayer for me. So I just started as a way of like talking to God about it. I don't know, for some reason I felt like praying. I don't know, praying was not, yes, I could pray and be like, oh God, please help me do this, blah blah blah, but writing it down was better for me. I found it better because I would do it like I'm writing a letter, so I'd just be like, dear God, da 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 blah blah blah. So every time I felt bad or I was anxious or my feelings are all over the place, I would just like take an A4 book and just start writing away, in form of like a letter. I would even finish like with yours truly, yours sincerely, yours loving daughter, blah blah blah. And mostly, by the way, that's how I started journaling, by writing letters to God. Also, something else is that the thing I was praying to God about, it was there were many things, but there was one specific thing. It would just take a toll on me, and for some reason, every time that I did it, at the end of the journal, by the time I was finishing, I would feel so much better. Like I would always finish on a positive note. So if I started off like angry, anxious, sad, by the time I was finishing, I would be like, I know that things are going to be okay. I know that my prayer is going to be answered. I know that, and so that's how I fell in love with journaling, because for some reason I always ended up on a positive note. It was not the same as just closing my eyes and praying. It was not the same. So that's how I made it a habit, and then so I developed into now just journaling, even if it's not about God or anything. Even when I'm feeling happy, when I passed my exams, when I improved, I would just journal. It was just a very nice experience for me. I don't know, it was just like having a friend that you're writing letters to or whatever. So I loved it. And after high school, I just kept on journaling. So journaling has taken me through like many things, challenges. Most of the challenges like that I encounter, I just have to write them down. And the beauty of journaling is that you can trace your growth. You can just look back to a time when you were feeling horrible, or to a time when you really thought that everything was over, it was the end of the world. So sometimes when I don't even feel like journaling, I just go back to read my journals, and I'm like, oh my God, this is what I was feeling, this is what I was going through, and look at me now. I've come so far. So it helps a lot, by the way, like when you reminisce of all the things that you were writing about, and then you compare that to where you are now, and you feel grateful. So it really is like a powerful tool, and I am really grateful that I learned this at early. So something about journaling is that, like, if you want to make it Like if you want to make it like a habit and you want to stick to it, don't put so much pressure on yourself. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to write the best English. You can mix everything hapo katikati, like your mother tongue, your whatever, anything. Like it's a safe space, you know what I mean? It's a safe space. So there is no specific way that you are supposed to journal, and there is no specific method, or there's no specific book or no specific app that you can use. The idea is that you just get all your thoughts and your feelings out, so it doesn't matter how you do it. So that can help you just feel like it's not such a tedious thing. But then sometimes it can feel tedious because you're like, oh my god, now I'll start writing about things, blah blah blah, all that energy. But when you don't have restrictions, it's easier for you. It doesn't even have to be long, like just remove all those barriers. It doesn't have to be long. It can be one paragraph, it can be one sentence. I feel sad today. It can be anything. Some people like using prompts. So maybe it's like, how are you feeling today? Or today I'm feeling blah blah blah. Or what do you think you can do to change how you're feeling, blah blah blah. But if you feel like that's restricting you, you don't need to use that. Sometimes that is helpful, by the way. Like it makes you become more aware of your feelings and your thoughts when you have those prompts, when you're journaling. But even if you don't have the prompts, you can still just do it however way you want. Just put everything down there. Everything, that whatever is coming to your head, doesn't even have to be like chronological. It can be either way or however way you want. So you are the one who's going to decide what works best for you. So for me, I mix, but mostly I prefer the ones like the dumping one, where I just dump everything on there. I never like put myself in a box that I have to journal in a certain book or whatever. It was even in sticky notes, honestly. In sticky notepads, like I would just write away, like even if it's on a piece of paper, I would just write. So I have all those with me until date. Don't restrict yourself. Then there's also this other thing. Some people like to set the mood, like light a candle, be in a clean room and whatever, to feel the like to just have a good ambience or whatever. But it doesn't have to be like that. You don't have to do all that if you feel like that's so much for you to do. Like for me, I'm not that kind of person. I don't need to light a candle or set the mood for me to journal. If I am on the bed and I feel like journaling, where's my book? Bring it. If my book is too far, if my diary is too far, my phone, what am I feeling? If it's in the matatu, as long as I feel like I have so much, I have so many feelings and I have so many thoughts, as long as I feel I'm overwhelmed, I just journal. So don't restrict yourself. And guys, the beauty of going back to that moment in time. Imagine like I can go back and see what I was feeling when I was in Form 2. Like the things that I was praying about then, or the things that I was worried about then. I can literally just take out my big A4 books and I'll just be like, oh my God, this is what I was feeling. Like, you can remember. Like, if you don't have it documented, yes, you can remember, oh, there was a time in high school I used to do this and this, I used to feel like this. But can you imagine just looking at it, like, here are the words, they just bring you back, and you're just in that moment and you remember everything then, and then now you can compare it to now and you're like, oh my God, I've made some strides. There's just a beauty in that. And it doesn't even have to be so long ago, like something like you were feeling 2 months, 3 months ago, and you are able to revisit that moment. You can be able to go back and feel those emotions, and be proud of yourself for being able to overcome those challenges that you are facing then. And also, journaling doesn't have to be all about, negative things. Journaling can be also about positive things. You can journal about the positive things in your life. Like if you're feeling extra happy today, you're feeling loving, you're feeling wonderful, something nice has happened to you, just journal it. I have those and I'm like, oh my God, I was so happy. Like right now, if I look back, maybe I would be like, oh yeah, that was a nice thing that happened. But then now when you get to see the specifics and the exact things or the exact emotions that were there at that time, you feel more grateful. You are like, oh my God, it was such a big deal for me back then. it makes you just more appreciative of things. I don't know, there's just this magic that happens. I know I'm talking about this so passionately, but it's because, guys, I really enjoy journaling, and it's because I know that, it's like having that one dear friend, that you can talk to about anything. So you're just there like, dear diary, I feel so alone today, I feel so bad today, or dear diary, oh my god, today I got something that I really wanted for a long time, so journaling is an amazing thing, and I would urge you to just pick up that pen or just take your phone and go on your notepad and write something. And guys, something else is that don't feel like you have to leave some things out, so if you're feeling that you want to write about something but you feel like, oh, that's too much, or maybe you're judging yourself while you're journaling, like you're not supposed to be judging yourself. It's like a safe space for you, so just pour all those emotions out, even if like they're too deep. Just, who's going to read your journal? If your journal is something that you want to keep private and it's just for you, you're going to be comfortable just writing everything you're feeling right there. So just think of journaling as like as a safe space, and just be free to write everything that you feel and everything that you're thinking, and don't limit yourself, and don't feel the need to put certain things and leave other things out. And you are going to see the benefit once you are able to overcome those challenges and emotions, and you'll be like, at some point I was feeling this and right now I'm totally fine. So it will make you be more grateful. So please don't leave those things out, and don't be judgmental when you're journaling. You are supposed to be free, and you're supposed to just be in the moment and just put everything on there. Yes, so that was it for today. It wasn't a long video, and in case you have any questions or you have experiences in journaling, kindly feel free to comment on the comment section, and I'll be glad to engage with you. Thank you so much for giving me your time, and I appreciate you. See you next time. Bye.